Hello, fellow Sudokans, and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku puzzle for Saturday, the 22nd of May, 2021. Some sad news to report today. Snow White and Sleeping Beauty have been shot and killed. A couple of bears, given those names by their keepers in Whipsnade Zoo, took advantage of a tree that had fallen over to climb into another part of the zoo where a wild boar was being kept. But that particular area was fairly easy to escape from, and the zookeepers decided that the only thing they could do was to shoot to kill the bears. Quite surprising. You'd imagine if you watch TV and don't know too much about this kind of job, let's say, you would imagine that stun darts would do the job. But apparently, if they had shot them with stun darts, then it would take up to 20 minutes for the bears to for the effect to take place, for the effect to take over, and the bears to become drowsy enough or knock them out. And during that time, they could have done all kinds of damage. That's what the account is given by Whipsnade Zoo. I suspect that keepers are probably distressed about it as well. Anyway, it's an unfortunate incident. I kind of remember going to Whipsnade Zoo in the 1960s when I was a kid. But apart from the fact that I think it was very small, I have no other real recollection of it. But sad news there. Okay, right, today is expert level day in The Guardian, and I'm just looking at the puzzle right now and see there's quite a lot of numbers. Now, if you have not played the game before, or not played much before, you might be thinking, hey, there's a lot of numbers, that can't be an expert puzzle, but actually that's not really what defines a level of difficulty, I think. Actually you could get really a lot of numbers and just be left with just a few, but the logic necessary to finish the puzzle off could be really intractable. So that's not what guarantees something is going to be very difficult. Of course, in general, the fewer numbers you have, the more difficult it's likely to be, but it's not always the case. So if you're just beginning Sudoku just now, very quickly, probably you should look somewhere else for the rules or a bit more basic techniques. But in general, 9 rows across, 9 rows down, and 9 of these boxes, and you need to fit numbers 1 to 9 in each individually. So what do we do? Looking for the first number. Oh, I see a 4. Okay, so there's a 4 across here and a 4 across here, meaning this 4 can't appear in these two squares because it's in this row already, and this 4 in this row means there's no 4 in any of these 3 squares. This 4 blocks down here, in this case just that one square, giving us a 4 in that location there. Looks like the pen's going to run out. I need to get a new one. I hope it lasts to the end of the puzzle. Okay, 9 in this column, 9 in this column, and a 9 in this row gives us a 9 at the top there. In this column here, there are 3 numbers missing, and they are 2, 3, and 8. If you count through, you'll see 2, 3, and 8 are missing. But 2 blocks this square from being a 2. Excuse the background noise. 8 blocks this square from being an 8. So that's got to be a 3, the last remaining number. We know that these are 2 and 8. That might help us later. Okay, casting my eye around. See some interesting things, but nothing definite just yet. Well, okay, I should try not to remain silent for too long. Okay, 4. I should sing to myself. Of course, I won't sing to you. You would hate it if you heard me singing. Well, I may have to start putting in some candidates very soon here. I've only just started, as I said, even though there were a lot of numbers at the beginning here, that doesn't, necessarily quantify just how difficult or easy the puzzle is going to be. I'm going to need to fill in some candidates, help myself out a bit here. So the missing numbers down here are what, 2 and 8, are they? So let's put in 2 and 8 here. The 4 is blocked down here. Oh, sorry, not 4. Oh dear. Nearly made another boo-boo. Sorry, the 5 is blocked here, 5 is blocked here. So 5 is a pair in these two squares. It's the background noise is a vendor truck. 5 blocking up here and 5 blocking across here gives us a pair of 5s in these two squares, and then 5s in these two squares down here if we consider that across and this across here. Okay, this puzzle looks like it's going to make me think. 3s are a pair in these two locations because 3 blocks here and 3 blocks here. These candidates that I'm filling in are pairs, of course, at this early stage in the game. If you haven't encountered this before, go back and try some of the easier level puzzles. I think 3 up here, 3 blocking up here, 3 blocking across here. Pencil marks, they're sometimes referred to, or candidates, numbers that are possible in these locations but not fixed yet. 2 blocking here, 2 blocking here gives us a pair of 2s in these two squares here. Okay, should have seen that before. So we've got ourselves a number now, because this 2 blocks along here giving us a pair of 2s here, meaning that 2 can't stand. So that's got to be a 2 right there. In fact, we'll put in those. No, don't need to do it. Just realised something else. This square here has to be a 2, doesn't it? We've got 2 blocking down here, 2 blocking along here. So that's a 2 there. And so now this 2 blocks this square, this 2 blocks these 2 squares. So in this segment, that's our 2 there. This is a 5 because this 5 blocks this square and this 5 blocks this square, and in this row we don't yet have a 5, so that's a 5 there, which means that 5 no longer stands. That's our 5 there. Okay, let's carry on with my candidate filling. I think 7 blocking here, giving us these 2 squares as 7s. 7 blocking here and 7 blocking here gives us these 2 squares as 7s up here. 4 down here, 4 down here, and 4 across here means 4 is a pair there and there. And that's going to give me a number again. Alright, because... no, it's not. I take it back. It's not. Or is it? Yes, it is. I was right first time. Okay, so actually if we consider this row here, okay, we're looking for a 4, okay, but we see 4 blocking this square here, 4 blocking this square here, and this 4 blocks this square here, and this 4 blocks this square here. So that's the only remaining square in that row that's not seen by a 4, so that has to be it there. Let's fill in a pair of 4 candidates down here. Make life easy. I'm in a make life easy kind of mood today. I don't really want to make things as difficult as possible. That's often a good thing, good philosophy for life too, I think. Let's not make things more difficult than they need to be. Okay, 9 blocking down here, 9 blocking across here. That's a pair of 9s in those squares there. Okay, this is a 5 here. Because this 5 blocks these 2 squares, right, in this segment. We don't yet have a 5 in this row. That 5 blocks that square from being a 5, so that's our 5 here. And now we had our candidate 5 to remove down here. And we can fill that square in as a 5. And this is why we fill in these candidate pairs. Makes life so much easier for us. What's the missing number here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's an 8. So now that we know that's an 8, we can also fill that in as a pair of 8s up there. Okay, 8's blocking along here. Did do anything going to be useful? No, not yet. Okay, so 4 blocking here, that's a pair of 4s in these 2 squares here now. Six blocking along here, so that's a pair of 6s in those 2 squares. But in fact 6 disallows that square there from being 6, so that's got to be our 6 there. In fact, we can remove that 6 there. So there's only one number missing there, which has to be a 1, right? So we can place in the 1, and now we know that. Oh look, I was such a fool before. I just realized something. I put a 3-8 pair here without understanding that it was already an 8, a permanent 8 since the beginning in there. This is a 1 now. Okay. Oh dear. Clearly not on my best game today, but never mind. Okay, so what I'm missing there, 3, 7, 8, okay, so missing numbers here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 we don't have yet. 6 is, can't tell from that side. Okay, 6 blocking down here, so that's a pair of 6s in those 2 squares. When I see 3 pairs, 3 numbers that are, when I'm filling in paired candidates, let's start again. Speak English, Neil. When I'm filling in when I'm filling in paired candidates and I find 3 in the same square that are different, I know that just one number here is going to knock down the rest of the block. Okay, so what is missing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 8 that's missing. Oh, but we can't get it just yet. We know it's in any of these 3 squares. We can't get it just yet. I'll put in the candidate like this in the bottom right to indicate that it's not a pair. But as soon as we get one of those numbers, the whole block will fall. Right. Well, we can't do it now. We'll come back to it later. Let's see what's missing here. 1, 2. This is 3 missing here. So clearly that's a 3. 4, 5. And another number is a 6 there. Okay. The 3 across here gives us a 3 in this location there. That gives a pair of 3s at the top. I'm putting the candidates because 3 blocking up here, 3 blocking up here, in case you missed it. Which leaves us with 2 empty squares in this row, and I see the number 2, 8 here and so therefore this has to be 2, 8 as well, and we see 2 intersecting, so it's not, and 2 there, that's got to be our 2, that's got to be our 8. This is clearly an 8. Okay, and now we have found another number, because 8 blocks here, 8 blocks here, 8 blocks here, so that's the last number in that column, last square in that column. That doesn't see an 8, I should say. Okay, and where are we next? It hasn't been too much of a struggle so far. It looked a bit strange at the beginning, but it's coming along reasonably well so far, I think. I'm quite pleased so far. Let's see though, what else do we need to get? Down here, there's 2 blocks, these 2 squares here, and there's 2 blocks, that square there, so that's 2 there. Bring this 2 across, and this 2 down will give us a 2 in that location there. I think we're missing a 1 and 9 in this row. Indeed we are, and we have a 9 blocking this square here, so that's our 9, and that's our 1. Now, if I fill in the pairs, 1 blocking up here, 1 blocking up here will give us a 1 in these 2 squares there. What's the missing number here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, it's a 9. Well, 9 blocks that square there. So that's our 9, and that's our 4. This has to be a 4 now, right? Okay. And of course, now we've got the 9 blocking here, 6 blocking here, which I should have seen before. So in fact it's a 7. Oh dear, I'm really not doing very well. That has to be an 8. Am I missing something? That's an 8 up here now, 8 blocking up here. That's a 3, I'm overwriting. 9 blocking here, so that's our 9, and that's our 6. 1 number left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's an 8, isn't it? Get rid of candidate 8 there. The last number there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This 7 blocks that square there, so that's a 7, that's the 1. Okay. I thought it might turn out to be a toughie, but I'm not sure really that it is. 8 blocking up here, 8 blocking up here, 8 blocking here, and here leaves us just 1 square left to fill in an 8, and that has to be a 5 because I'm overwriting a 5. There's 5 blocking that square, there's 5 blocking that square, that's a 5. Missing numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 9. And guess what? We have an intersecting 9 here. So that's our 9, that's our 6. Let's take this 9 up, this 9 up, this 9 across, and that's our 9 there. Hope I'm putting you in a kind of meditative mood today. There's nothing really really difficult about this game. This particular grid I'm talking about. So we can just think of it as a fairly kind of meditation, I think, today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're lacking a 6 and a 7, but we have a 7 blocking there, so that's our 7, and that's our 6. The 6 blocks this square here, that's our 6 here. Last number is 1. We need a 1 in this column because we don't yet have 1. That's now a 1, that's a 4. Over here, what's left? 1, 2, 3. There's 3 blocks that square there. 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's double check I haven't made any mistakes, because that was easier than really it should have been. Nothing expert at all needed there, I must say. So the Guardian has really overrated its puzzle again today, I think. But anyway, I hope you've managed to stay awake. If my voice has been putting you to sleep throughout this puzzle, I'm sorry. But please subscribe to the channel, and I'll be more awake tomorrow maybe. And subscribe to other Sudoku channels and learn as much about Sudoku as you possibly can. I think it's a great game, and hope to see you again tomorrow for more of our Zen and the Arts of the Guardian Sudoku puzzle. Thank you. Bye bye.